This might be the worst Packers loss in Packers history. And obviously, you can see it's been around a week since the Packers game, but I've just been, contemplating, just like what happened. And I mean, I'm not over it. I'll never be over this loss, but I feel like now is the right time to talk about it. And we're not just going to be talking about what happened. We will get into a lot of depth at each position player. We're also going to be talking about the future, what's going on with the coaches and free agency and draft. Now let's start with the quarterback. I do not want to hear anything about Jordan Love. Sure, he did not play as well in the second half. That was due to Matt LaFleur's conservative play calling. Jordan Love was balling out the first half, and you just got to keep giving Jordan Love the ball. 4 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 300 yards. I get the completion percentage was around 50, a little bit above 50, but he outplayed Caleb Williams. I never want to hear that Caleb Williams is better than Jordan Love until Caleb proves it. He threw 2 interceptions, and if I hear any Jordan Love hate, it just makes me mad. He played so well. And with Malik Willis, I'm sure it's pretty obvious. We're not going to be able to retain Malik Willis. He's going to be a starter, and I wish the best for him. He's going to be a dog, but Packers just can't pay him. And for anyone saying Malik is better than Jordan Love, Malik played good this season, but that's just because teams were playing for a pass-heavy, just stay in the pocket QB. Jordan Love, well, he doesn't really stay in the pocket, but he doesn't scramble as much as Willis does, so they just weren't prepared. I do think Malik Willis is a stud, though. Next, we're talking about the running backs here. I've heard a lot of stuff about Josh Jacobs maybe being cut. I don't know. He's been injured a lot, but it honestly depends what the Packers do. They're paying him, I think, like $13-14 million this year, if I'm correct. Maybe the Packers try to go after a young guy like Kenneth Walker. Now, I do think the O-line was banged up, so it's not Josh Jacobs' fault, but it depends if the Packers want to pivot. If the Vikings cut Aaron Jones, I mean, obviously you guys know Aaron Jones is my favorite player of all time, and I love him back. But that would honestly just be for the locker room. But I don't know. I want Aaron Jones back. If the Vikings, get a running back, move on, and Aaron Jones can be our second guy. But that's really it for running back. Next, we're going to talk about wide receivers. Dobbs is a free agent this year, and I want to retain him. Yes, the only reason that people don't want to retain Dobbs is because of that onside kick. And obviously, that was a terrible play, but I don't think we should cut him because of that or let go of him. We re-signed Watson last year to a 1-year deal, which ends in 2023, not 2023, next year. And so I kind of be on board with signing Dobbs to a 1-year deal too. 1 year, like $13 million or something like that. I'm not the best at cap space, but that way Jayden Reed, Dobbs, and Watson's contract will be all up that year. And based on how they perform this year, we can choose who we want to re-sign. Maybe like if one of the guys don't perform well, trade them before the trade deadline. Maybe get some draft picks because we don't have 2 firsts. And yeah, I think Golden looked amazing. Golden's going to be a stud. But I don't know. We've got so much depth at wide receiver, and I don't know if we can really keep all of them. I honestly, my personal opinion, I love Reed, but I feel like Savion Williams and Matthew Golden play kind of like Jayden Reed, guys that are threats on the jet sweep, good after the catch. And so that's why I think we could maybe trade Reed or let him go next year. Tight end, really, nothing really went wrong with Luke Musgrave except for a couple drops earlier after Tucker Kraft got hurt. When Tucker Kraft's back, I think we have nothing bad with tight ends. Luke Musgrave's a great second string, and maybe sign like a okay veteran tight end if Tucker Kraft got hurt. I would have liked that, or trade for like Njoku or somebody like that. But at the end, I think Tucker Kraft's a dog. Top 5 tight end in the league, no doubt. And when he gets back, he's going to do better than ever. Man, the O-line played like crap this game. And everyone's going to blame Jordan Love. Everyone's going to blame Matt LaFleur. But the offensive line's got to do better. I get it. Everybody's injured. But I really don't know what to say. The O-line played like crap, and we invested so much into the O-line. Rasheed Walker is going to be a free agent, and I think we let him walk just because, I don't know. We got Zach Tom, Elton Jenkins, Jordan Morgan, Aaron Banks, and Anthony Belton. It's decent. But maybe we try to invest into a free agent offensive lineman again? I don't know. I think Anthony Belton's decent. Elton Jenkins obviously was hurt. That's reason why. But we just can't keep letting them get to the quarterback and let them stuff Josh Jacobs. Next, going on to the defensive side of the ball, Devontae Wyatt, I think, has 1 year left on his contract. I want to re-sign him. He's been a beast. It clearly showed when he was out. And I don't know about Lucas Van Ness, man. He's been okay. Rashawn Gary, he just did not put up any effort when Micah was out. And I don't know, if the Packers cut him, they'd save, I think, $18 million in cap, which is a decent amount. We could go get another offensive lineman with that and draft the edge in the second round. And I have no idea, man. When Micah comes back, this defense, literally we didn't win a single game without Micah, proves that he's second best pass rusher in the league. And then going on to the linebackers, Quay Walker, he's a beast, man. If we don't re-sign him, I'm going to be pretty mad. Although we do have Edgerrin Cooper, who's a stud. Top 5 linebacker, I'd say. Maybe top 10. But I'd really want Quay Walker back. If I had to pick anyone, I want Quay Walker, Romeo Doubs, Kingsley Enagbare. Then, cornerbacks. Cornerbacks, big yikes. Valentine played okay. He's had his ups and downs. Keyshawn Nixon, man. He's played great some games, terrible others, and just terrible penalties. Terrible, just like, he just randomly will start shoving a guy. Like, what the heck? We don't need you to be doing that. It's like a 3rd down and 15, and now it's a 1st down. He's just had very, very dumb mental mistakes. That's why I'm mad. We need to sign a cornerback, though. We were getting dotted up in the 4th quarter, and it's just not good when you have Nate Hobbs, who played terrible, Valentine and Nixon, and Bo Melton, who was a wide receiver. Safeties don't need really much explanation. Evan Williams, when he gets fully back healthy, he's going to be a dog. Same with Xavier McKinney. And now let's go to special teams. So the bright side of special teams was Daniel Whelan. He is the best punter in the league. On the downside is we played like crap. Rich Bisaccia, the highest paid special teams coordinator, has to go. I'm sorry. Has to go. McManus, gone. I do not care if he was great last year. This year he's been terrible. Yes, he's been dealing with an injury. I don't really care. I want him gone. Every single year is always special teams. And I don't know if it's a curse, but it's got to be fixed. Now, for the coaching side, Matt LaFleur, I know he hasn't been good, and he did choke that lead. He did play conservative and just had his foot off the gas. And I do believe a lot of this game is on LaFleur. I do still want to keep him. We have 1 year left on his contract. I would prefer if we added 1 year to his contract So that way, if this year does not go well, we can still trade him without his contract being up. And Gutekunst, I still can't pronounce his name. I do think he should also stay. He brought in Micah Parsons. He's been great in the second round. First round, not too great, but we don't have a first round for the next 2 years. Also, Stanovich, I want him gone, offensive coordinator. I just feel like he didn't get Matthew Golden involved all the way until this playoff game, and he showed what he can do. You just gotta give him the ball. Okay, so I have a couple more things to talk about. First of all, the reffing. I hate blaming stuff on the refs, but they can never get anything right. They did get a couple calls right, but to be honest, they were getting held the whole game, or the Packers were getting held, and they didn't seem to call it. The Bears had, I think, 3 penalties, or 2 penalties, one being a false start and one being a kick out of bounds, which I know the Packers have been not called holds on. You know what I mean? Like, the other team's been holding and they just haven't called it. But to see like that magnitude of holding, there was a lot of late hits. There was almost a helmet to helmet on Love. I don't know if it should have been called. And there was a lot of just PIs, that missed PI at the end against Dobbs. But again, the referees didn't help us, but we didn't lose the game because of the refs. And also it proved that Micah Parsons is one of the best players in the league. Yes, Myles Garrett balled out, but I'm saying Micah Parsons is the second best pass rusher in the league. Over TJ Watt, over Hutchinson, over Nick Bosa, over anybody else besides Myles Garrett. We didn't win a single game without Micah Parsons. And I think where it flipped, where the whole season flipped, is when Watson got injured, then Parsons got injured, and also it was that Broncos game. But also, remember when there was like a missed penalty against the Broncos game, where Jordan Love was laying out of bounds and Talanoa Hufanga pushed Jordan Love's head to the ground, and the O-line did nothing. The O-line did nothing. When Jordan Love got hit helmet to helmet in Austin Booker, when he got roughed in the Bears game, they did nothing. And honestly, that's just a culture issue. The O-line should be fighting for their quarterback. And I just felt like we lost the locker room. And that's honestly part of why we lost. Also, we had a bunch of crucial drops in the last drive. Reed dropped it. Watson should have put up 2 hands, and now I don't think that's why we lost. We shouldn't have been in that situation, but it's just always been drops for us. And, again, do not want to hear anything about Love. And you know what? Congrats, Bears. You won your Super Bowl. I'm recording this the day before the Bears-Rams game, and I'm honestly a little bit concerned because the Rams defense isn't as good as like the Seahawks defense or whatever, or the Eagles, and I just feel like the Rams haven't been that clutch in the end of the game to where they might just give up a bunch of points to the Bears, because that's what they've been doing all year long. And I understand why Bears fans are happy. You guys won first playoff game in 15 years, but you just got to wait till you make a Super Bowl or wait till you win the NFC Championship before you start talking all that. They're talking so much for winning a wild card game. Now, yeah, they're all going to be in the comments right now saying cry, cope. You know what? I don't really care. I just want the Rams to curb stomp you guys and prove that you guys are frauds. I do not think the Bears are real until they make the Super Bowl. That's my opinion on the Bears. And one final thing we have to talk about before I end this is the Ben Johnson situation. So Ben Johnson obviously started with at the press conference saying, I kind of beat I kind of enjoy beating Matt LaFleur twice a year. And you know what? That's funny. That's fine. Taking a shot at Matt LaFleur. I know it's a rival. But then after that, Matt LaFleur did nothing. Matt LaFleur didn't, speak out about it. Matt LaFleur didn't, oh, I hate Ben Johnson. Oh, that. And then, for them to barely come back, win, he decides to be the most classless person ever and starts taunting Matt LaFleur. Which, go celebrate with your... I'm all fine with being happy when you win a game, because, yes, it's your first playoff win in 15 years. Go be happy. Go celebrate. Shake hands with the coach and go celebrate. You don't need to taunt the coach. Matt LaFleur walked out with his hand out. He just lost a big game, could have his job on the line, and you just taunt him. To me, that's unsportsmanlike. I don't know. I'm not going to be a whole, baby about it. But then he went in the locker room and was like, F the Packers, F them, I effing hate them. I mean, you won. Go talk about how you won, not talk about the Packers. Very classless to me, but then again, you won. You can talk whatever you want. Just be ready next year when we beat you guys twice. And I'm sure Matt LaFleur won't do anything, but he has all the power to do something. And Bears fans are probably going to cry about it. But that's really it. Tough loss. I don't know if it's the worst loss in Packers history. That might go to the Seahawks NFC Championship game. But then again, it's a very bad loss.